Hey guys, welcome to a meal prep video. Hey, so today I'm doing meal prep and I'm going to give you my menu plan, but it's not going to be like normal meal prep because I'm not doing my bins. And the reason why I'm not doing my bins is because today is Wednesday. The only reason why I'm doing meal prep today is I'm out of coffee pods. I used the last one today. I must fill them up. It's a must. You have to. So I've got to do that. So I thought, well, while I'm at it, since I've just been eating protein bars for breakfast, which is not that great for you, I need to make me some more waffles. And while I'm making some waffles, maybe I can do something else. I also have to make pizza crust because Jeff requested homemade pizza. Now, this is the man who does not like pizza very much. That's his words. I don't like pizza very much. Those are his words. But he doesn't really like pizza unless it's homemade that I make, which is very flattering. But because of that, I need to make some pizza crust because tonight's the night for the pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the menu plan. 3 of these meals we have already eaten. So the first meal was burgers and fries. We had chips because I had put burgers and fries or chips. We had burgers and chips. And then Monday night we had Parmesan chicken. It's not like the Parmesan chicken, well, it's partially Parmesan chicken, so what I started naming it. I made this up, or I started cooking it. I can't remember if I got the recipe from someone or if I modified a recipe or what happened. I do have it on my channel somewhere, a video about it. But I started making this before I knew what Parmesan chicken was. Before I knew that you make chicken, you fry it and then put pasta sauce or marinara sauce over it and all those things. So this is something completely different. It is essentially a fried chicken breast fillet with Parmesan cheese in the crust, with parsley in the crust. So we had that, macaroni and cheese, and black-eyed peas. And then on Tuesday night we had chicken bacon ranch bake is what I've called it on here. But I'm sure Paisley called it something else whenever she created it. I will try to remember to link her video down below. And then tonight, Wednesday night, we're having homemade pizza. Tomorrow night we're having chicken nachos. And then Friday night we're having spaghetti and meatballs, and I'm making my homemade meatballs again. And then Saturday we're having ribs, baked beans, and macaroni and cheese. So that's our menu plan. And I had been just planning 5 to 6 meals a week. Most of the time it was 6, but for some reason this week we have 7 because I don't know why. I don't know why a lot of things are happening lately, and I feel like I'm super close to this camera. So I'm going to move you guys down and do some coffee pods. You've seen me do this before, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you're new. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But I will go ahead and tell you, I get these little things. Well, I bought them. I had bought a few from Walmart, and then I was like, wow, there's got to be a more economical way. There's got to be a way to get them cheaper. So I started looking on Amazon. And so I got some on Amazon. They are linked in my Amazon store down below. They are not things that I sell on Amazon. They're just things that I have an affiliate link for. So if you buy them, I get a little kickback, a few pennies, not much. In fact, I haven't gotten anything yet. But I do like to tell you guys about the products that I do like. And if I try something, and I buy it from Amazon and I don't like it, I will never share it with you. Or if I share it with you and find that later on down the road I don't like it, I will let you know. But these, I bought with my own money, but there is something I need to tell you about them. And I still do not know where I put the others. I don't know where I put them. I had said something about this before. But with every Keurig, you have to make sure you get the right size of these because the circumference is different. I had accidentally bought some because I thought, oh, K-Cup refills were made the same. I thought that. Until I bought some from Walmart and they were wrong. Thankfully, I had gotten them on clearance, so I didn't pay that much for them. Jeff said he might be able to modify them. It turned into one of those things that he didn't have time for because he was working all the time, which we are grateful for. We are not complaining. So we didn't modify them yet, but he may be able to. But anyway, these you get like, I think it's 12 or 15 in a pack. And they were really economical compared to the ones at Walmart. But make sure you get the right size for your Keurig. That's what I was trying to say the whole time. And they're BPA free and all that stuff. So, and I've had them for months, and they're dishwasher safe, but I never put them in the dishwasher. I just hand wash them. Super easy to clean up and refill, and the only thing is you have to make sure they're closed whenever you put them in something. So let's move you guys down and show you what I'm talking about while I drink a little sippy sip of coffee. See, this is the last pot I had. Last pot. Okay, so for you guys that have maybe never seen me do this before, first of all, have that open. This is what I put the pods in. This is my coffee. I get it from Community Coffee. I have to buy it directly from the Community Coffee factory, whatever you want to call it, because I had to buy it online because I can't find the kind that I like here. And I'm soon going to have to refill this. And then I have my little K-Cups in my little pig colander thingy that I got from TJ Maxx. It's just a little piggy. He's cute. I don't think you can see him that well, but anyways, I keep them in there for whenever I'm letting them dry. So all I do is fill it up to the fill line, and there is a fill line. I fill it up, close it up, stick it in there. It's super simple to do, and it saves me money. Plus, I get the flavor coffee that I enjoy because I know that it's, well, before 2020, I could find this coffee at Walmart, the flavor that I like. It's American Classic or something like that. I could find it there. Now, I can't find it. I did find it in the K-Cups at Publix, but that was only once, and I didn't buy them because I already had plenty of coffee. It's just I walked by their little, you know, whenever you walk into Publix, they'll have their little tables full of things that they have on sale. Well, that was one of the things they had, and of course I spotted it because it's my favorite, and I was like, well, no, I'm not getting it. Because I had plenty of coffee at the time. I had just made an order, and I usually, from Community Coffee, I will order 5 to 6 cans at a time because I'll get it whenever it's on sale, and that 5 to 6 cans will last me for anywhere from 6 months to a year, according to how much I'm drinking coffee and who's helping me drink it. Usually, I'm drinking it alone. Jeff doesn't drink coffee that often. Mostly, if he's going to drink it, it's going to be in the winter time. I didn't get quite as much as I should have there. So, it's usually just me drinking it. Sometimes I drink 1 of these a day. Sometimes I drink 2. I'm the type of person, though, for some reason, my body metabolizes caffeine super fast. And so caffeine does not help me stay awake or anything, so I can drink coffee and go to bed. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect my sleep. It doesn't affect anything like that. And you know, a lot of people are like, they drink it because it helps them stay awake or it wakes them up. For me, it's all about the flavor. It's because I like the way it tastes. It has nothing to do with anything else. So, that is my little story about my coffee. And in the time that it took me to tell you that little story about my coffee, I have filled up all of my K-cups that I can fill up, and because that's all that will fit in here. And I do always have 3 to 4, there's 4 extras. One of them is dirty right now. I always have 4 extra in my pig. They're just in here hanging out. And I have them in there in case Noah wants to make him some of his coffee because he has his own. So next time I will have to refill this after I use all of it. But I don't refill this until all of this is gone. Or I will take this, pour it into a bowl, and put it on top. So I'm going to do the next thing now. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is, first, I'm going to fill up my all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to make the pizza crust because it has to have time to rise. And right now it's like 120. So it doesn't need that long to rise. But I'm going to give it plenty of time. So let's get this filled up with all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to put however much flour I need. First, I need to get my funnel. What am I doing? Hello, funnel. Jeff usually does this for me. But anyway, I'm going to get my flour. Oh, see, that's why Jeff does it for me. I'm getting this flour in here. This is not going to work. This is not how he does it. It's just the way I was going to try to do it, but no. Nope, not going to work. Forget that. No way. But he usually fills up stuff for me. I don't know how he does it though. So we're just going to do this thing. Anyway, I'm going to get the flour in here. Maybe a little at a time. But I'm going to get it in here. And then I'm going to get the flour into, I'm going to leave this flour out and not use this one for my pizza crust. What am I saying? Honestly, what I should have done is started the pizza crust and then done this. But sometimes you don't think like you should, and you don't do things in the order you should. But this is just all-purpose flour. I buy in a big bag at Sam's. It's usually cheaper that way. Now, unless I find it on sale somewhere, then I will grab some. And right now, I have some in our freezer because that's one place I store flour. The reason why I store the flour in the, why am I doing that? In the freezer is because there's these things called weevils. And in a town here in Alabama, they actually, or at least they used to, have a statue of a weevil in their middle of their street, pretty much. I think it's Dothan is where it's at. I remember as a little girl I saw it and asked my daddy what it was. We were on our way to Georgia, and he said it was a weevil that they at one time had attacked the peanuts, I think, because that's a really big peanut place, that they grow a lot of our peanuts. Alright, now I've shared this pizza crust before, but I'm going to do it again. First, let me move this big old bucket of flour out of my way. I use a gamma lid. This, let me show you. It's got flour all over it. This lid right here, this part, has a seal in there, and you don't ever take that off. And then this part that twists off has another seal, right there. So your flour is sealed, and yes, it is empty almost. You can see the bottom. But that is what I store my flour in, and my sugar. I have one for all-purpose, one for bread, and one for self-rising flour. And then I have sugar in 2 others. So that's what I do. I gotta get some spoons out of here. Somebody put this in the wrong place, but I'm grateful that they helped do dishes, so I can't fuss. I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna. Alright, I don't think I'll need anything but those. I don't even know if y'all saw what I was talking about, and I know that makes tons of noise, and I'm very sorry. So let's go ahead and get this together. So first thing we need to do is pour my water, which is 1 3/4 cup of water, and yes, I have a little flour in there, but that's quite all right. Pour that in. 1 3/4 cup of lukewarm water, and let's see, put in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. This is some I got from Target, and I use, and I know this is not the best olive oil in the world, but I do use a better olive oil for whenever I'm baking than when I'm just everyday cooking, because this doesn't have as high of a smoke point from what I understand as the other does. So, but this has a better flavor, so I do that. That's what I do. All right, and then I'm gonna put in, that is not yeast. I keep my yeast in the refrigerator. This little thing, which I've refilled this over and over. I keep the big thing in the freezer because it keeps your yeast alive. So we need 1 1/2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And that is what this is. If you put a little tiny bit of extra in there, that's quite all right. Nobody's gonna mind. And the next thing I'm gonna put in there, I'll put this back in the refrigerator, is my salt, which yeast and salt are not best friends. Salt will kill yeast, but if you look, you can see that my yeast, I haven't stirred it, I haven't done anything, but you see it's starting to bubble and bloom. At least I hope you can see that. It's starting to grow a little. Now, salt kills yeast. Sugar makes it alive. Or it helps it grow. So what you want to do is add some sort of sugar. Well, this recipe calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar, but I always use honey in my pizza crust. I don't know why, but it just tastes better. I heard years ago that Papa John's used honey, so I tried it with honey, and because we like Papa John's crust, I put a little oil in there because to help get the honey out. Now this is not my local honey. I don't normally use my local honey whenever I'm cooking. I use it for you know, just eating raw. This has got a little lump there, but you just mix the same amount you would normally. Like if it calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar, you put 1 1/2 teaspoons of honey instead. And you see how good that came out of there? I'm not holding it well. I got a little bit on my finger. I'm trying to get it off. So let me get the other part in there because it's 1 1/2 teaspoons. And that right there, honey, is some I got from a local, I guess it's local, I don't know. It's a food service store. All right. Get that honey off my phalanges. Is it phalanges? I know it's fingers. All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stir it around a little bit because it needs to have fun together before I add the salt. So I'm just going to do it with my finger because that's what I do sometimes. And I have found whenever I'm mixing doughs and stuff, using my hands just does better. So that's just what I do. Now I do have raw honey here, and as you can see, it's kind of crystallized a little bit. You've probably seen this sitting beside my when I'm cooking and it looks like something like grease or something, but it's not. It's raw local honey. And but it does liquefy again if it gets warm. Honey is very resilient. It lasts for years, and they found honey that's 1,000-year-old and it's still good. For some reason, nothing grows, no bacteria or anything like that grows in it. All right, so let's go ahead. The last thing is 2 teaspoons of salt. That is a tablespoon. That will not do. All right. This is a half teaspoon, so I'm going to have to put 4, but that's quite all right. It does say teaspoon. Let me get it right. Okay. And I'm using pink Himalayan salt. So there's 1, 2. Why'd I do that? I hate it when I do that. Okay. And the very last thing you need is 4.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to move all of this. And put this back to make it easier because I'm short. But then it makes it a little bit harder because I have to lean over it. But I don't know, somehow it works out. Hopefully I have 4.5 in here. I always level off my flour. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. And of course I can't level that one off. I could have if I got something else out, but why dirty something? And I always keep that little plastic 1 cup measure in this bucket. It's like my flour scoop. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is mix this up. And I'm going to use my hands, like I said, because that's just what makes it easier. I'm going to mix it till it doesn't need to be mixed anymore. Now, I have used my stand mixer, and that works great, which the last time I used my stand mixer, I accidentally chipped the bowl, and I seriously almost cried. It was so upsetting because I love my stand mixer. My family bought it for me for Mother's Day several years ago, and it was so upsetting whenever that happened. But you just mix it together until it all comes together. And I don't know, for some reason when I do it with my hands, it feels better. I feel like that, I don't know, I have more control, I guess. Get all this off of my fingers because I have a dough club here. I won't be able to get it all off, but as much as I can. And I'm just going to kind of knead it together. It's probably really loud with me banging this bowl on this counter, and I'm so sorry. That's just part of cooking. Alright, so if you find that your dough is too sticky, you can always add a little bit more flour. If you find that it's too dry, then you can add a little bit more water. Just be careful whenever you do it. I'm finding that mine is a little bit on the sticky side. It's not kneading the way I want. So I could just go ahead and stop there and leave it be. But I'm thinking I'm going to need to add a little touch more flour. So let me wash my hands. Alright, and whenever I add this in, I'm going to add it in like 1/4 cup increments. No more than that at a time. And I have a feeling that 1/4 cup is going to be enough. Now, one of the reasons why your dough may be a little too moist, or, you know, that was not a good smooth move. That was crazy. Don't do that. One reason why it may be a little too moist is because of your humidity, your environment that you are living in. And actually, I probably could have went with 1/8 cup, I'm seeing. But I think it'll be okay, because I need to knead. But, where you live makes a difference. How dry your climate is makes a difference in how much flour you will need in your dough, or for your dough. So you have to think about that and just go from there, because different places need more flour than others. That's just the way it is. The air is drier in some, so it doesn't need as much. For us, we have very moist air. There's some places that would need quite a bit more than me, because it is more, you know, humid, things like that. But we'll get this all done. And you guys have seen me make pizza crust before. I've done it and shown you how to make a pizza. I'll try to remember to link that one. I think I made the pizza crust. I'm almost positive. Why else would I make a video on that? But this is just about to the point that I want it to be. To incorporate all that flour that I put in. And I could have put it out on the counter, but I'm honestly trying not to make as big of a mess, even though I made a mess. I don't know, but I'm thinking you could probably use gluten-free flour for this. I mean, I've never used it before, but I'm pretty sure there are varieties that you can use. Alright, so now it's ready. It's gathered up all that dough, all that flour. So what I'm going to do is cover it, put it on top of my stove, let it sit for a couple of hours till I'm ready to cook, and it'll be ready to make. I make 2 crusts with it, or make 4 smaller ones, but I'm making 2 with it today. If you want thin ones, you make 4, but I'm doing 2 that are like hand tossed thickness. So I'm gonna put some saran wrap over it. And I'm gonna let it hang out. Now, one of the beautiful things about this dough is if you seal it well with your saran wrap, you can put it in the refrigerator overnight, or for 2 or 3 days actually, and use it. I've done that before. It works great. But all right, that's my pizza dough. I'll see you after I clean up this mess. Okay, so now I'm gonna make some of my waffles. I haven't done this in a while because I haven't been eating waffles, and this is the kind I've been using, the 7-grain pancake and waffle mix. But they didn't have that at Whole Foods or anywhere else that I've gone. So instead, I got the Bob's Red Mill buttermilk pancake and waffle mix. Now the kind I'm using is different from what my family uses, because I wanted some with more fiber in it. So that's why I got this kind. It's what I found that I liked. That's this kind. So I got that, and I like it, which Noah does too, and he'll eat it if he wants to. But What I'm going to do is go ahead and start with this. So I got 2 cups of water. It's a little bit over 2 cups because I feel like it needs to be a little bit more liquidy. And then I'm going to need 2 cups of the mix. I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in there. I don't know why I didn't do it before. And I know it's not the same, but it's going to be used today anyway. And it'll just be easier to scoop out. I'll throw all that away in a moment. So I need 2 cups of this because I'm making double. I should have said that. It'll be double the amount of what I normally, or what a normal, it's double the amount of what the recipe calls for one thing. And this will make 11 waffles. No, 10 waffles. 10 waffles. I have stretched it and make more, but then some are like, there'll be a couple of tiny ones, so really there's no point in that. And this little spoon thingy measuring scoop is 1/2 cup, and I have some of those linked in my Amazon store as well. No, I'm not trying to sell y'all Amazon stuff, but I have had questions about where I got certain things, so I'm telling you so you know. Alright, so after that we need 2 tablespoons of oil for 1, but I'm going to use 4 for 2 for doubling the recipe. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, and honestly I love using coconut oil in this. It just tastes really good. I was going to try not to use my fingers because I don't want to have to get up and wash my hands during this process, but you know what? I gotta get up and wash my hands after I do the eggs anyway, so it's fine. So that's 1 tablespoon because this is a 1/2 tablespoon measure. That's 2. It's actually a little over 2, so I'll do a little bit less next time. That's 3. And I scooped a little bit out because I had some on the back, so that's 4. I do not know why that the coconut oil just makes it taste so good. Honestly, the coconut oil doesn't really have a flavor to me much. I mean, it does. This kind does anyway. Other brands I've used did not, but this brand that I got from Sam's, it has a flavor. It's the Members Mark Extra Virgin. It's a very slight flavor, but it's a flavor. So then 1 egg for 1 serving, or 1 batch, and then 2 eggs for 2. And always crack your egg before you try to put it into the bowl. Alright, and I just do it in the mixing cup for a couple reasons. 1, you only have to mess up 1 dish, well, 1 main one, you don't have to put it in a bowl. And 2, it's got the spout, so it makes it easier to pour. So I'm going to get rid of my eggshells and wash my hands, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my waffle iron getting hot. I have 2 of these baker's racks, just cross my eyes or something, ready for my waffles, and I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to just start putting it onto the waffle maker thingy. Did I put the right amount of mixture in here? Because it seems very liquidy. I hope I did, because if I didn't, it's going to be weird. I'm going to have to look back at the video and see if I did. Yeah, I put 4 scoops. It just seems super liquidy today. Or it could be the difference in the buttermilk and the other. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have put that extra water. But every other time it's been a little too thick. This just seems a little too thin. We're going to go with it and see what happens. Get all that coconut oil mixed in because it's not liquid, and usually you would use a liquid. Now for pancakes the recipe is different. For pancakes you would use less of the baking mix. Alright, let's go with this. Alright. Ooh, hot. Looks like something's on there. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I thought something was on my waffle iron, but looks like something's coming off. Some of the non-stick stuff is coming off, which I don't think is a good thing. Oh dear. This may be too liquidy. This is not the way it normally does at all. We're going to close it up and see what happens. That's what we're going to do. And if I feel like after this first couple that I need to put some more stuff in there, I will. I need to quit putting that on the table like that. I need to have some kind of little mat or something to put it on so it won't make all that noise. But we're going to cook these up. Also, I wanted to tell you, it took about 20 minutes to put the pizza crust together. It's already rising, and it's only been going for like a little over 10 minutes. So, it rises fast. I want to look at this, but it's not a good idea. I also need to get some tongs or something. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some tongs. Now, I know that I talked about doing more fiber in my diet months ago. I don't know if it's changed anything. I haven't lost any weight. Nothing has really changed with that. I don't know if I feel better. I'm just getting more fiber. I know that. Who knows? I don't know what it's doing. But I know that some of the things I've done, I think I feel better, like, physically. So, I don't know. It's just a journey, right? And I know that I'm overweight, but I don't know why. Other than my thyroid. And I know people blame it on that and it's a cop-out, and everybody's always like that all the time. But I've had several doctors, at least 2 doctors, tell me I was starving myself fat because I don't eat enough. So it's not because of the food I eat. Eating 1 waffle, some fruit, and sausage or bacon in the morning, I don't think that's overdoing it. It's not like I'm eating a whole plate of waffles. I eat 1 of these. So, I don't know. Oh no, they're looking really good. So, I guess this is the right thickness. It's been a while since I made them though, but I don't remember them being this thin. So, there's that. Drinking my coffee. So, I don't really have anything to report that's new. Not as of today. As of today, nothing has changed with Julie. Unless something has changed that I haven't talked to my sister yet today, so I don't know. I try to talk to her in the afternoons because maybe she'll know more. Plus, I try not to bother her because I know that there's probably a lot of people asking her questions, and she has 3 other children, and I don't want her any more overwhelmed than she already is. So I try not to bother her much. So as far as I know, there's no news about that. Nothing else is going on with us. Nothing new that I know of. Everything here is about the same as it always is. Pretty boring to most people, but it's just fine to us. We like our boring life. Are you done? It gets really hot sitting here beside this thing, so in the wintertime I'm going to love it. In the wintertime I'll be wanting oatmeal and hot stuff to eat for breakfast, not this. And also, I know some people say, oh, well, whenever you eat waffles, you put syrup on them. I do. The recommended amount of syrup for 1 serving is 1/4 cup. I may use maybe a tablespoon, if that. I don't use hardly any syrup because I don't want it too sweet. I want to taste the actual waffle. In fact, I don't understand people that put so much syrup that it's just like covering everything. But my son does that. And I'm like, how do you taste that? How do you taste that? My husband does too, but not as much as my son, which is quite all right. And we always use maple syrup. We do have other syrup, like regular pancake syrup, but only reason why we still have that is because nobody's eating all of it. Because once I started doing maple syrup, nobody wanted it. I'm wondering if maybe I need to get rid of it. It's not bad, but nobody's eating it. But I can't donate it because it's been opened. If it was brand new and still in the expiration, I could donate it to the food bank or something. Which actually, that's going to be happening soon. I don't even know if it happened last year. I know every year the mail carrier will put a little bag and a card in the mailboxes and ask you to donate to the food bank. Oh, look at that. I'm not holding it properly. Let me see. They look good. See, they're thick and nice and yummy and yum, yum, yum. I was a little bit concerned, but I mean, look at that. It looks perfect. Now, these are different than the other ones. My other ones were a little darker. Of course, they were the 7 grain. I hope these taste good, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the 7 grain again unless I go to Kroger. And honestly, I don't know if Kroger was gonna be selling those before long, because those were on clearance when I bought them. I hope that's enough in here. Let me put a little bit more on this one, just a touch. I'm thinking that this is gonna make more than 10. It's my thought. But they look good. They look really good. And what I do, in case you're new, I keep saying that. I'm going to stop saying that for this video, because you all know I say these things in case you're new. What I do is I put them in the freezer, and I will put them like wax paper between the layers so they don't stick together. I let them cool, and then I put them in there. Now, I have taken them and laid them flat on a sheet pan and froze them that way, flash freeze them, and then put them in the freezer. But I have forgotten things in the freezer like that, and with bread you don't want to do that because it freezer burns a lot faster. So with a bread product, you wouldn't want to do that. You'd only leave it in the freezer for like an hour or 2 and then take it out and put it in the Ziplocs or a bowl or whatever and put it in the freezer, back in the freezer. But that's one reason why with these I just don't like to chance it, because I don't want them to be gross. I also don't know what else I'm going to be doing after this for prepping. The main reason I did this is because one, I haven't talked to you guys like this in a couple weeks, and 2, I just needed the waffle, so why not show you guys, and the coffee and the crust. But the other reason is I wanted to talk to you guys. I'm kind of like today just needing to talk again. And, just decided to do this, even though I didn't have much that I needed to do, and even though I've already done these things on film before, on camera or whatever. It's not film anymore, is it? It's digital. Everything is digital. Everything. But I don't know what else I'm going to do, because I don't really have anything else to do. And yes, I do need to take out the ground beef for the meatballs, but that's not a big deal. For some reason, since Jeff has been on the shift he's on right now, which this is his last week, I don't feel the urge, oh, I'm a mess, to be as prepared. And I think the reason why is because the shift he's on right now, I can be more relaxed with dinner time because he's home in the afternoon. And there was another point to me talking about why I was doing these videos, or this video, but I don't remember what it was. That's not done. You stay in a little bit longer. That said it's done, but it's not done. It's not browned yet. Also, I don't let these get quite as brown as I would if I was eating them immediately, which this one kind of did, because I put them in my toaster oven, or my pop-up toaster, but whenever I start to eat them in the morning, and I just eat one a day, so if I make 10, that's 10 days, unless Noah helps me. But yeah, I needed a coffee. I needed some sort of breakfast other than protein bars, which I had the protein bars. I haven't bought any in September. This is the 29th, is that, yeah, today's the 29th, so September's almost over. I think we did pretty good on shelf timber. What do you guys think? I mean, I know you haven't seen the very last video, but we still have money in our budget, like $6 and some change. You'll find that out on Monday. No, it's going to be a different day because I changed my video schedule up a little bit. So it'll be like Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. One day. There was one video this week, or this, not, I think it was last week, that I actually scheduled for 12 a.m. Actually, I just didn't change the time because it automatically goes to 12 a.m. So that was crazy. And somebody actually watched it right after it was done. So somebody else is a night owl like me. Okay, this is not cooking right. What is going on with that? That's not beautiful. That's not beautiful at all. What happened with this? They were doing so well. Maybe I didn't put enough in there. Oh well. That'll be a day that you eat two because they're so thin and so many holes. So let's put a little extra in there this time. It's just so liquidy that I'm scared it's going to come out. And the fact that this thing is not level whenever it's up does not help things. My nose is itching. Why does your nose have to itch whenever you're cooking? I don't know. I don't know what else I need to do today, though. I think I was talking about food prep, like my weekly preps, like taking the things out of the pantry and all that stuff. I just don't feel as much pressure to get that done whenever he's on this shift. I don't know why. It's not like it's pressure. It's my own pressure. Nobody else tells me to do any of this stuff. Nobody else makes me do any of it. In fact, Jeff has asked me before why, and I had to explain to him why I did things like this. And he understood it, and he was like, oh, well, that's, you know, that's sensible if you do it to help yourself. They smell really good. These look really funky. I mean, look at that. The other side doesn't look like that. So I'm thinking that I didn't put enough in there. Now, this stuff this stuff right here does not rise as much. This has organic whole wheat flour, buttermilk powder, vital wheat gluten, cane sugar, baking powder, and salt. That's what's in here. So there's not much in this. I don't remember what the other one had in it, but I already threw it away. But it had 7 grains in it. And I think that was what made them taste so good. Which Noah said they tasted a little bit like strawberry, but I didn't taste that. I never tasted this strawberry. I never thought strawberry whenever I tasted them. Same batch, 2 different. I mean, that's just dumbfounding to me. Same batch. I don't know. See how these are doing. Oh, those are better. I didn't put enough batter in. So, I don't know. So tell me, how do you drink your coffee? I've tried cold coffee. Do not beat me up. I don't love it. I like a frappuccino sometimes. But otherwise, I just don't like my coffee unless, I mean, I like it to be hot. I don't even want it to get room temperature. I need to heat it up if it gets that cool, which it never does because I drink it so fast. But I just like it with a little cream. I like a caramel cream is what I like. So if I just have like a sweet cream, I'll add a little bit of caramel to it, like caramel sauce, but not much. Not as much as I've seen some people whenever they make coffees. Like even whenever I watch them make coffees at Starbucks. And honestly, as long as this video is getting, there won't be anything else that I'm filming today for this. Because I'm already 24 minutes into this part. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, because you're just going to see me do this over and over again. And I'll show you how many I get whenever I'm done. And then I will show you the crust pizza dough. And I mean, you've already seen the coffee pods over there. This is Noah's stuff. I don't know if you can see it. That's Noah's. But anyway, I'll be back. Okay, guys. Here's the pizza dough. I'm trying to show you what it's like on the bottom. But that is after a little over an hour, like, I don't know, an hour and 5 minutes or so. So, it's almost doubled in size in that amount of time. So one thing I did, because you know some of the waffles had holes in them, I put them back in and poured some more of the batter in. They were kind of light anyway, so it didn't matter. So and like this one is super light colored, but I did that with 4 of them. 2 of them are still in here. I'm about to take them out, but I ended up with 12 waffles. And I don't know how, but whatever, I don't mind. But this one right here, it still looks funny. I don't know, but I'm sure they'll taste just fine. I don't care how they look as long as they're done and not disgusting. I don't think they're going to be disgusting. They smell too good to be disgusting. But like this one is super ready to go ahead and put into the freezer bags because it's completely cooled. So I'm going to go ahead and get these 2 out. They're not completely like brown on the side that where I had just poured more on. See, that's the one side that was cooked already. That's the other. It's not completely brown, but that's fine. They're cooked. I just would rather have them a little bit more brown whenever I go to eat them for breakfast. So I'm going to unplug my waffle maker. Noah actually still has peanut butter waffles in the freezer. I think he forgot about them. I don't eat the peanut butter waffles because, I don't know, I just don't like them. I mean, I don't like them as much as I like these. I should say that. Plus, they're not as healthy as these because these have, well, those have more protein, these have more fiber. I'm going for fiber. So, there's 6 of them. And here's the other 6. I'll let them completely cool off. Put them in freezer bags. and I'll have breakfast for 12 days unless Noah or Jeff get to them. Now, Selena doesn't eat waffles. She's welcome to, but she doesn't eat them. And I don't mind if anybody else eats them. It's their business. As long as they let me know whenever they're all gone so I can make more and not expect them to be there. So, I'm going to go because I have some other things I need to get done today. And I also want to get this edited so I can have it out to you guys tomorrow because I'm doing Fall Food Friday. And I want to have that video done as well. So I've got a few to edit. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. This thing's over here cooling off and making all kinds of noises. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload. I know that some of you watch me, but you're not subscribed. In fact, most of the people who watch me are not subscribed. But that's okay. I don't mind that one bit. Because maybe you're not ready to subscribe yet. Maybe you haven't decided that you like to see this crazy Southern lady do weird stuff. Like all the time. Maybe you don't want to be bothered by me constantly and you don't want to be notified. I don't know, but either way is fine. I don't mind one bit. I do love whenever you guys leave me comments in the not the description box. You can't put anything there, but in the comment section. I love talking to you guys. And that's just a highlight of my day sometimes. It's just something that's really fun to talk back and forth. I mean, I like to talk anyway, so conversations, whether in person or through text, which is what this is, it's great. So I will see you guys next time. As I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.